So
So,
what's up, dude? How's it going?
pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just had a good 9 to 5 day at the office. Dude, yeah,
That's
crazy
cool.
weather that we're having, huh?
Dude, yeah. It's been like super rainy and stuff and
Yeah.
yeah. I heard it's supposed to be nice this weekend though, so it's looking
Is it?
good.
Is it
Yeah, it's gonna
actually
be like
like?
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be like sunny and stuff, so
Oh, sunny.
do you
Like, is it?
do you
What's
yeah.
the? Do you know what the weather like Fahrenheit's gonna be exactly?
No. I don't know the Fahrenheit, but yeah, any plans for you coming up on the weekend?
Yeah, just spending some. I mean, it's Easter weekend, so probably gonna spend some time with the fam. It's always good to spend time with family. I find.
Yeah,
It's just
totally.
healthy
Totally.
for our mental
Yeah, for
state.
sure.
So
Yeah.
family's good. But
Yeah.
by the way, I mean, yeah, I'm. But man, what was I gonna say? Did you catch the game last weekend?
I didn't. I think I may have seen the score, but no, I didn't
Yeah.
didn't catch it. Yeah. What about you? Did you?
I personally didn't either,
Oh, yeah, me either.
but I got a lot of friends who were talking about it today at work. So
Oh, cool.
it seemed like it was a pretty good game, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It seemed like it. Yeah, seemed like
yeah.
it for sure.
You
Yeah, it
you
seemed
big
like a good
sports
game.
guy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I usually watch it, but yeah, it's hard sometimes. Super tired
With
after the work day, and
yeah.
I just just get ready for the next day. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it
yeah,
is for me. I feel like, I'm just on to the next day. Just, get up again at 7, get to work at 9, finish up at 5, maybe, get home, pop my feet up on the coffee table, put on cable television. But,
yeah,
sometimes you just don't have time to get to that and you just have to call it quits and just hit the hay, get ready for the
yeah,
next
yeah.
day,
I
kind of.
feel you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're by the way, you're not in Denver right now. You're actually you're from your hometown, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in my hometown, yeah. Seeing some
Yeah.
family, Easter weekend like you mentioned, so
Yeah. Do you also live in
yeah,
the US?
cool. In the US?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in the US.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
The US.
I-
Yeah. What
yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I actually I live in the US as well.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool we have that in common.
Yeah, yeah. How long have you been in the US?
27 years actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, wait. Yeah,
So,
you're from the US. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I actually grew up here in the
Oh,
US, the
cool.
United States of A.
In the United States. Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I like it in the US. The United States of America is a nice place to live, I think. I find for the most part to be. So, I do enjoy
Yeah.
living in the United States.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyway,
Cool.
so
Well, it's nice to meet you.
hey, yeah, hey, actually it was great to meet you as well. Maybe
Cool.
we can do
Yeah.
this again sometime. But
No. Oh, no, go ahead.
you, you go.
Oh, okay.
You were gonna say
Um,
something? I probably.
yeah, let me
I,
let me think. I was gonna say something.
Small talk.
Yeah, we love it.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
big fan
listening
of
to another
smoke.
segment of Small Talk.
Yeah, and if you're listening from Profile Pack, go ahead and join Water Cooler. You can continue this over in Water
That's
Cooler.
right. That's right. Hey, good callback.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but in reality, we're back and we have
We are
nothing to talk
back.
about.
That's right. It's gonna be small talk the whole episode.
We actually have no content this week, so apologize, guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll
yeah.
give it our
We'll,
best
we'll likely
shot.
just rehash college or something.
Yeah, talk about Nolan.
So, oh,
Yeah,
true.
just always the huge.
No, we do
So
have content.
no,
We
no,
we
I know,
have.
I know, I got plenty. I know.
No,
I
no, 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 no. We do. No, we do.
no, you probably know more about this than I do, but the Instagram, what's going on over there? They're now doing. I noticed this yesterday,
Oh,
and I sent that
yes.
to you. But and by the way, I quickly realized I was not obviously I know I'm not the only person to experience this, but I quickly saw other people um, uh, making the same claim that I sent to you guys yesterday, or you, or whatever it was. But yeah, so they've taken their fact checker to another level, so now it can identify AI. And so at first glance, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's necessary. This will hopefully maybe keep decrease the amount of misinformation or disinformation that comes out there. But at the same time, I don't know why I thought that, as I was like, but it's Meta, it's Instagram though. Do you really think they're going to be fair with that?
No,
like they could just say, oh, that's false information. It's clearly just AI, when really it could be true. So I don't really know if I have my full faith in Zuckerberg and his boys. So
yeah, this is going to be a new like system. I don't know. I don't think anybody. Well, we could get super political with this, but all the disinformation checks they were doing during COVID, I mean, I could claim a percentage, probably 40% of those were actually true now. So I don't know. I don't know if you have a take on that, but remember how like all the posts during COVID were getting censored? Remember, here's a prime example. You remember the Wuhan lab leak theory?
Yep. Well, the theory or whatever it was
during COVID.
Yeah.
Remember, people were like, "Hey, this came from China," and Instagram was like removing posts and flagging stuff as disinformation. Right. Now that's like an accepted, not fact, but like it's an accepted theory now, where people are like, "Yeah, this likely came out of the lab." And
really?
All during COVID, it was like like it was like on the cover of like some big magazine.
I did see that recently, that it is like almost confirmed it came out of the Wuhan lab. So
it's like, it's not like confirmed yet, but like posts were getting flagged and like censored and deleted during COVID, and obviously it was a different time then, but I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what I worry about this, where it's like now this is a little more black and white, where they can likely detect images a little easier and figure out the origins of that a little bit easier than you can for other stuff, but I don't know.
That's interesting. I had I don't know if you remember Joe
Rogan.
Yeah, me and Joe Rogan. You remember hanging out with us?
Yeah. Oh wait, I know exactly what you're talking about. He just followed us.
Yeah.
I recognize Hewitt.
Joe Hewitt. Did you meet him before?
Yeah. Yes.
I thought you guys had.
Richmond.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you probably ran with him or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, he put on his story and I replied to it, and it was the same thing that I saw on my from my notifications. But Instagram sent me a notification marking it as saying fact checker had seen the content I put on my story, of all things, as false or something. And it was from 2 weeks ago though. So like now they only now sent me the notification saying it's flagged or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not on my story anymore. Obviously, it was 2 weeks ago. But like Joe's got flagged or whatever. He got notified from a post that he put on his story back in January or February or something. So I don't know what's going on. And then I don't know. To be fair, maybe Instagram was right on mine, because I actually genuinely thought that the Pope was wearing a dripped out Balenciaga jacket. I didn't know it was AI. Was it AI? It makes sense. It would be. I actually fully believed it, which is I'm glad I did, because it made it all that much funnier. But it was the caption. It was something about the boys in Brooklyn, or the boys in Brooklyn got nothing on the Pope. So good.
Yeah.
Freaking Pope Francis or whatever, whoever it is. Who
is
it?
Uncle Pope.
That's right. That's my uncle or grandfather, whatever.
Yeah, grandfather. Yeah, he's Uncle Dylan's father.
Yeah. Yeah. He gets down. I wonder if Pope Francis. Yeah, I bet he gets. He should have Dylan come throw a rager at the old
the Vatican.
The Vatican, yeah. Maybe throw it with next to, like, in the what is the room called, with Michelangelo's paint on the ceiling, the Sistine Chapel. Gosh dang. So Dylan Francis, go throw a rager in the
Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel. That's right. I'll be there. Pope Francis will be getting down.
Pope Francis will be there, decked out in Balenciaga. Maybe throw some shades on.
He's just hitting on chicks.
Yeah. Well, didn't they say they're revisiting if the popes have to be what do you call somebody who's
celibate?
Celibate, yeah. And
I mean they've always Had to be, but I don't. Is something changing?
I mean, they probably saw him dressed dripped out in Balenciaga,
Oh,
and they're like,
he
"We
definitely
should
gets
maybe
laid.
we should reconsider."
Yeah.
So Instagram rolled their blue checks out, so we'll dial all the way
We've
back.
already talked about that, by the way.
But we didn't talk about the sale that just happened when they
Okay,
rolled
the
this thing
sale.
out.
Yeah, that's big. You need to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they rolled this. You sent this to me earlier, but obviously Instagram rolled out their blue check marks. 14.99 they're selling these things for to be verified. So almost double, more than double what Twitter is charging. And they sold $600 million worth on the first weekend,
Yep.
which is just insane to me.
It's also a very it's expected in a way, but it's like not that surprising because it's also just a sad reflection of society and where we're at, which is like the fact that that many people jumped on it that quick is just sad to me. Like,
Yeah.
because
Well,
I
so-
mean, let's not pretend. This is a hot take, but I don't want to pretend like the majority of these people bought the blue check subscription for their profile to be legitimate now. Like, that's not act like you didn't feel like your profile was legitimate before. It was. You just bought the blue check because you see celebrities get blue checks, and you're probably buying that knowing people will see you still in that kind of celebrity way. You
Exactly.
don't need the verified account. You just want to
Yeah.
look like a celebrity. Let's just be honest.
So I didn't even look into this. Are they offering any benefits with this thing besides just having the check? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
so
saw
like,
anything on
yeah, that's the main. That's what I understood. The premise of it all is it's basically saying you have a verified account. This is really you, and there's some other features that come with it. But I think that's how I understood it.
Yeah. I'm curious if there's any features that are like obvious where if you don't have the check, take a celebrity, for example, like if they're not actually verified, or I don't know. I don't know what they did when they rolled this thing out. Did they remove people's checks?
Right. I
and
don't
cause
see. I don't
them-
think they did. That's the thing that's confusing because I don't think they removed
Yeah.
anyone's checks. What we should talk about, and this is legit, the economy. What's going on
Yeah.
now with the U.S. dollar?
Dude, yeah. Yeah, so I won't belabor the point, but I was just having a conversation about TikTok, whether TikTok, the whole TikTok ban with China, whether China is actually getting our data. I was talking to my parents about this, whether that's actually a bad thing, but the root cause, in my opinion, I'll take a stance on this. I don't think TikTok should be banned because I don't think that's the problem. I think this is the first generation that's grown up with social media from when they were infants, pretty much. They've had access to social media. I mean, think about maybe not quite, but kids that are turning 20 this year have pretty much had social media around since they were 4 years old. So at any age in their childhood and up, they've had access to social media if they wanted to. So I think a lot of this is the root cause of this generation growing up with like hyper social media where we did not have that. Like Facebook came out when we were like, what, middle school,
Yeah, 13.
going into high school, and it still wasn't that big of a deal really. But anyways, so I think the whole question is now like, what's social media doing to our society as a whole? Irregardless is not a word. Regardless of TikTok, Instagram, whatever platform it is. It's like you ban TikTok, and then my opinion is that people will just roll to Instagram. And the exact same thing happens on Instagram, you know?
So I've never made the claim that I think we need to get rid of TikTok because it's unhealthy for kids. Like, it is. I know that. We know Instagram is too.
Yeah.
Facebook is too. It can be.
Yeah.
Like, all of these things can be horrible for kids, but like, it's not ideal at all. But like, that's also not the claim I would ever make against TikTok. My claim is just that it's owned by the Chinese government, and they can give us propaganda
right, yeah.
and influence our youth in a way
Yeah.
that could lead to communism. That would be my take.
I was saying that there's ways to avoid that. We don't have to go into this, but I was saying that that's less likely because TikTok is being developed in the US and Singapore, and it is owned by the parent company in China, but the algorithm is being developed in the US. The data is being housed in the US.
Which I think is scary. I still think that's a threat, though, a huge threat. The fact that it's in the U.S. is even almost more concerning, and the fact that because China still has influence on it,
They do,
heavy
but
influence.
engineering efforts are all happening in the U.S. I'm pretty sure exclusively, or in
Yeah, but
U.S. and Singapore.
sure, the engineering,
So
but the content is a whole other thing.
yeah, but the algorithms being developed here is my point. Like China doesn't have, I don't think, has influence on that. I don't know if we'll know unless they get audited and they get people that can actually audit like how their platform's running.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know the laws that go into that or how that even works, but anyways, let's
Well,
talk about the economy though.
I don't. Yeah, I don't go on TikTok anyway. So
Yeah, it's fair. But yeah, it is. China is a big threat because they're also like teaming up with Russia, which is always bad. You good?
yeah,
Which is always a bad concept. But yeah,
teaming up with China?
China and Russia.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, the stuff with what is it? There's like a handful of countries that have said they're going to scrap the U.S. dollar as the currency for trade. So I think it's Brazil, China, and India, maybe
yeah. They're not doing the rupee. They. I think they chose the rupee over the
something
U.S.
like that.
dollar.
Yeah, but they're starting to drop the U.S. dollar, which is worrisome, obviously for us, and that could cause like hyper inflation for the U.S. dollar. But I don't know. I don't know enough about economic like world economics to know how this is
Yeah.
like tangibly going to affect it. But it's a scary trend to see
I
for
should.
sure.
Yeah, I should have my brother-in-law Jonathan on to talk about it. Honestly, I think
Yeah,
he follows this stuff pretty heavily. But
yeah.
um,
He'll have some India bias though, so we can't
well,
have that.
that's kind of
So
why because he could tell because I
I
know
know.
India is a part of this, so I'm curious what he
Yep.
would say. But
Yep.
also, so I was like driving today to here, and I was thinking about this very thing. It's been on my mind a lot lately. This whole the dollar whatever situation, and I was driving, and I'm just like, I have a lot of things right now in the works that I've been developing, and I'm like, is all this pointless actually? Because what if like I can't at a certain point I can't actually go forward with anything I'm doing right now, and like what if our economy just becomes so crushed I can't even do the ideas that I have like or like working with people in other countries. What if they don't want to work with me now because they don't use the U.S. dollar anymore? It's like
Yeah.
that makes a huge difference for me. Like
Yeah, I think
so,
that's on the extreme end of things. Like I don't think that
yeah, I
we're
know it's on
at
the
that.
extreme. I know. I still
Yeah, but
think
I mean
about it,
it's
but
yeah, it's a valid thought for sure. I mean it is it begs the question of like what is the future of the US dollar? Say every country decides like we are going to use the rupee for trade negotiations and or not negotiations but just trade and that's the currency, the new world currency. What happens to the US? I mean, we're seeing this with the Russia ruble, I think is what they use or I don't know what they use. But because of the war, everybody's cut off Russia. Their conversion has like plummeted, and so that's worth like nothing now. So I'm like, well, what happens if this happens to the U.S. dollar? You know, like what's the worst case scenario there? Then are we now just like screwed? You know, but
yeah, because if you think about it, the U.S. has kind of always, since its existence, has been a superpower. Because when the U.S. came to the playing field, like they literally went straight to fighting the biggest superpower in the world. So it's like immediately America's like always like we never had to like go from like obviously we went from nothing to like being the top, but at the same time that happened very fast. When we declared independence, it was like like we had to fight a massive war, but it like because we won, it put America as like a superpower because they beat Britain, which is wild. So because of that, I think we've never our economy has always been kind of like has been the economy of the world, and because of that, we've operated off of that basis, and we've found
yeah,
success in this country through that kind of economy. And now that that's taken away, I don't know if our country was made to operate alone. I don't know because if you look at,
yeah,
I'm not getting too deep in any of this because I can't speak to enough of it accurately, so I won't.
yeah,
But
same.
I know like North Korea, they have always been a nation of I forget what the word is, but it's one where they don't trade with the outside world. They are all completely, fully autonomous, but like obviously their autonomy is horrible and like makes one of the worst living situations ever
Yeah.
for an
Yep.
individual, for any human to go through. So like, it's not a good way to operate, from what I can
Yeah.
tell. You have to have worldwide international trade, and
Yeah.
it needs to
And
be
we're
strong.
we're not getting cut off from trade. And so like that's not the fear. I
What's the
mean,
fear?
I don't think that's feasible. It's the fact that our currency is not being used for it. And
Well,
so like
that's similar. It's the same thing there.
yeah,
Trade,
it is okay, yeah. I see your point. Yeah. Um
but like
yeah, I don't
I
know.
know, like in battles, like wars before, people have used. There's a tactic called not guerrilla warfare, I think. This might be a little different though. But
That's
it's
when
where
you
you
ambush somebody.
yeah. What's the one where you? Oh, it's called burning. I remember learning this term. It was called like when you. It implies burning the crops as a way of saying if if you basically cut off a trade route or whatever, you can like you
Oh,
can starve a country, like in a loose way of the term, like starve a country, not literally, but like you can ruin a country by just cutting off different trades
yeah,
until
I do that in
they can't operate.
Settlers of Catan. So
Yeah, I think I do that in what was that app called that everybody played?
Civ 5. Yeah.
People still play that one though. Clash of the Clans.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
never got into that.
I didn't. I did actually a little bit, but I remember people then didn't stop playing it, and I was like, okay, I think I had my time here. It was fun, but like I'm not gonna keep playing this. Like
Yeah.
Jake is still playing that game.
He's still playing it. Still
I played
plays
that
it.
in high school. Okay, like
Yeah.
that was it. That
Yep.
anyway. Here's a little philosophical debate I had with myself, as I also oftentimes do at late at night. But would you say, just right off the bat, would you say that is Cardi? When I'm just gonna ask you a question, is Cardi B an artist?
Yes.
Strictly speaking, not like, is she an artist, like a music artist? Like she is officially, like, to society, she is an artist because she creates music, therefore she's an artist. I mean, strictly speaking, on more of like a personal level, do you see her and think that's an artist?
Well, I view that lens with like the musical artist sense.
Well, no, okay, so I mean, yeah, I'm not talking about painting, obviously. I mean, like,
She's
yeah,
a painter. Yeah.
so okay, here I'll just explain my take. So
Yeah.
if
explain
I'm
your take.
personally speaking, if I'm from a personal standpoint, not
You're
talking
going
about,
now.
yeah, yes, she's not an artist. So I look
Yeah.
at people like Cardi B, like an artist to me is somebody who, so my point was basically that I think today's society is breeding more and more people and entertainers and not so much artists. So like I would say Cardi B is an entertainer. She's not an artist though. She's not actually. So I don't know. I can't speak personally because I don't know her personally. But I just can't. I do know at least that she's the way she's like would produce an album is going to be a huge group of producers who are essentially really doing the majority of it all for her. So that's why I'm like I don't know. I would say she's an artist. I would say she's a performer. She's an entertainer, but I wouldn't say she's an artist. And I think that term just gets thrown around loosely. And when like Mozart, that was an artist. Monet, that was an
Yeah,
artist. Like, but then you look at Ice Spice or whatever. I don't see it as an artist. Or Bad Baby. Do you really think Bad Baby's an artist? No. Like she's someone with a low IQ who had a lot of people come in and say we can make you famous and we'll all make money.
Entertainers. Yeah. Entertainers is the right word there. I would say, I'll use the Cardi B example. I'm pretty sure she was the first one to kick that whole trend off, though. Think about like female
Yeah.
rap. They've existed in the past. They have existed. Anyways, they've that's not a new concept.
Before
really, but
Nicki Minaj, who do you think there was?
Oh wait, yeah, Nicki Minaj. I forgot about her. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, I would say, was kind of an original artist. I would consider her an artist because she kind of kicked that whole trend
Yes.
off.
See, that's why I didn't say Nicki Minaj intentionally.
I forgot that I thought I was just thinking of Cardi B for that. So yeah, so I agree with you. I think there are people that ride the hype, but then I also think about like it's hard to draw the line because then
Yeah.
I could pull up a random pop country artist and be like, are they an artist? They're just kind of riding the wave.
Well, I'm
But
not
they
saying.
are.
Okay, it would be unfair to just listen to a song and immediately say, "Oh, it's not good enough, so it's not artistic. They're not an artist." I'm not
Yeah,
saying that. I'm just saying it based on like everything that goes around their music. Like, well, first of all, what goes into the music, the production, and the fact that they're not really writing these
that's
songs
fair.
or producing these. Like, I don't think Cardi B actually knows how to use a DAW or like Logic Pro
Well,
or
yeah.
FL Studio. I don't think she actually knows how to put music together. So it's like,
Would
but
you
she gets
say
all
she
the
has talent? You say she has
no.
talent though?
No, I don't
No.
think she has talent. And I mean, she has talent maybe in the sense of like dancing, but like I don't like. Can she sing though? I don't even know because it's all autotune.
So would you say
She
it
can
takes
rap.
talent?
She can rap. I'll give her that. She has talent there.
Would you say it takes talent to be a good entertainer or a good marketer?
So what are we saying talent is? Is talent something you're born with or something you create?
Either,
True.
you know.
So the question is, do you have to have talent to do what she does?
I'm trying to question like where. I guess this all kind of originates with the artist question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
I
trying
just
to.
I think you can be
I
an
was trying.
entertainer and be talented. Yeah, you're talented. She's talented
Yeah.
for what she does. Yes, but like I still wouldn't say she's an artist though.
So you would say artists are somebody who has like creative work
Yeah.
or original work
Yes.
that
And
is
they actually have a
self
pat.
that's self-directed original work.
Yes, and I would also say they have an artist has like a passion for the creative process, whereas an entertainer is doesn't really care as much about the process. They
I
just want
agree.
to
I
entertain
agree
you.
with that. I agree with that totally. Because
Like
I
an
think
artist doesn't care
like
about fame as much. Maybe they do sometimes, but like it's
yeah.
truly about the art to them.
Here's a good example of a true artist, Luke Combs. And the reason I say that, one, is because he has a ton of talent and he's
Yeah.
truly an artist because all his songs are original. Two, he has a song specifically about this, which is Still Doing This. And the whole song is basically if I was playing a random bar in Nashville and there were 100 people there, uh, he would still be doing it. Like he's not doing it to play like in front of a huge stage. He's doing it because he loves to play music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like that's a true artist, you know.
Absolutely. It's like I mean anybody can sing a rap about their life. Like cool.
That's true.
But like not anybody can actually get down and deep and like reflect on their life in a really deep way that's unique to them and their personal life. Like when I hear something like that, I'm like, okay, that's someone who really truly put a lot of effort into what this is. And then I
Yeah.
listen to something like Cardi B and it's like, I just made this to party, to make a
Yeah,
hype song
exactly.
for a cool, fun event. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like.
very
To me.
it's very easy for people to talk about partying their
Yeah.
life
We can all
and
talk about that.
horoscopes. And horoscopes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Very easy. We do at some point in this episode, we could just do it right now. Shout out Lindsay, I would say Lindsay Bray. It's Lindsay Davis.
It's always
Shout
Brett.
out Lindsay. Shout out who's this for, dude? Lindsay Bray?
Yeah.
Shout out Lindsay Bray. Lindsay Davis. Shout out Lindsay Davis. I'm like literally not gonna get this right. For listening to the pod, she's probably listening all the way through. We've not given her a shout out before, but she's one of our core listeners, and so shout out to you, Lindsay. Thanks
Shout
for
out to-
always listening. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for having a baby shower this past weekend.
That's right. Thank you for having a baby. Thank you. Shout out to Judah and the lion
And the lion.
that I'm seeing tomorrow.
Are you?
Yep.
Just talk about the trailer for Barbie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it actually.
Cool, yeah, me either.
Oh no way. I heard I had a bunch of people reach out to me about it when that dropped. So not
Yeah.
a bunch, but a few.
I tell you
We
what,
could watch it right now.
we could watch it right now. Also, the Barbie Oppenheimer double feature on that Saturday is going to be nuts.
Oh, is it the same Saturday?
Same day,
No way.
same release day. Yep.
Let's go.
I'm thinking Oppenheimer in the late morning. Maybe go get a bite to eat, take a break. Barbie in the evening when you're just kind of chilling out, less brain power.
I like that.
Hi, Barbie!
Hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie!
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
With the radio blast and goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
And she'll have fun, 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 fun. And she'll have fun, 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 fun. And she'll have fun, 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 fun.
Okay, ladies, let's do this.
And she'll have fun, fun.
What are you doing here?
I'm coming with you.
Did you bring your rollerblades?
I literally go nowhere without them. Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken. If I wasn't severely injured, I would beach you off right now, Ken. I'll beach off with you any day, Ken.
Anyone who wants to beach him off has to beach me off first.
I will beach both of you off at the same time. Beach both of us off.
Nobody's gonna beat anyone off.
I actually wasn't expecting it to take that turn at the end.
Yeah, same. Also, the random Michael Cera cameo there right at the end.
Oh, I didn't even. I guess I didn't even notice it.
Yeah,
That's
dude, the
hilarious.
cast for this. So the cast for this is crazy. Obviously, I think that's the biggest selling point. Also, they just announced Dua Lipa's in it. Random, but this is going to be one of those that's probably going to be super weird, and is likely going to get. This is my prediction. It's going to get a ton of really good critic scores, and it's going to get average user scores. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
I could see that.
I think the only other movie that's done this that did well was Knives Out, where they had this crazy cast, and they did pretty well. But I don't know. This just seems very odd, and the cast is like, they have literally everybody in it. So it kind of seems like, did they just dump a bunch of money on the cast and just have this hyped up and just play off of that? I don't know.
That's my feeling.
Could be a hot take.
I think you might be right. It might actually not be a great movie, but it has a stud cast. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But it also, I don't know. It looked like there might be a. It looks like the perfect movie to give it like a really, really dark turn.
Yeah.
Like it's so, because I mean that's the point of it all, I guess, is to be like the perfect
it's like a
world.
children's theme, and it's this perfect world and all this stuff. And
yeah, it's like
I will say, go on.
it's an easy opportunity to do something really dark and make it hilarious. You know.
Yeah, true. I think also on this line, and we can always do callbacks to the previous ones we've talked about, Chris Pratt came out and said for Mario, he basically said, like, hold your judgments until you go see the movie.
Oh.
People were criticizing that he was going to, like, the accent wasn't going to be there, like Mario's accent. So I don't know. So he basically said, like, just hold your judgment until you go see the movie. I don't know if he's talking about the quality of the movie or his character specifically. I don't know. I'm now kind of like completely up in the air. I feel like we jinxed it where we're like, this movie's going to suck. And I watch it actually be
Mario.
Like, yeah. Watch it actually be like super good, really entertaining. I don't know. That one's going to be, I don't even know the release date for that. When is that coming out?
I will only see it if Brad Prentice goes with me. So
there we go. Shout out Bard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess you wrote these. Finance your Chipotle bowl. Avatar filming underwater. New York Times gets checkmark pulled.
Oh wow, that's actually some good stuff. Past Josh, great topics.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. So I saw this on Twitter, like I see most things. There is now the ability, I think, in the Chipotle app to use Afterpay. And you know what Afterpay is? Afterpay and whatever that other one is. To finance Klarna,
Affirm,
Afterpay, and Affirm. Those are the big three. And anyways, so you can now use Afterpay to finance your Chipotle bowl.
That's crazy.
So this dude on there, he was like, this is amazing. I bought like a $10 Chipotle bowl and I can pay it off over the next 4 months for like $2 a payment, $2 and some change.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, dude, what is happening here? So this is a bigger question, and this is we don't need I don't want to dig too deep into this, but like the whole subscription concept, it's the exact same thing where now there's all these you break it down into a monthly cost, and you're like, oh yeah, that's not that much, I can do that. Same thing with car payments, same thing with subscriptions. People see it at face value, they're like, oh yeah, $6 a month, I could do that, that's fine. Oh yeah, I could do $8 a month. Oh yeah, I can finance a $20 thing for a couple dollars a month. And then all of a sudden you've now stacked up your monthly payment, just like stacking your days. And you just have like a bunch of stuff stacked up every month now. So I don't know. The Chipotle thing doesn't make sense. It's like we don't need to finance our food orders. Like, why is that a thing?
If you need to, you shouldn't be buying it.
Yeah, it's like what's the point of that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's trying to make it way more accommodating so people don't feel bad spending money, where they're like, oh, I just tacked $1 a month. Oh, I just tacked $2 a month. Oh, I just tacked $3 a month. And then now they've bought Chipotle, 5 extra times a month than they would have, and Chipotle has now successfully gotten them to do it. So
It's one of those things where the consumer just loses completely. Like the big corporations, that's where they just win all over the like that's where like a company like Afterpay, they get money, they get interest, and then Chipotle gets more sales, like more like faster. It's just like big corporation wins, and then the consumer loses. But it's also the consumer's choice. So
exactly, it's
I don't think I need
consumerism
to
at its
finance.
finest.
Yeah, I don't need to be financing burritos, but if that's where I'm doing, if I actually find myself doing that, I would definitely have to sit down and question a few things in my life.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, by the way, there's financing now for Profile Pack for a profile video. You can get financing starting at $120 a month.
Nice.
Think
0%
about it.
APR for 8 months.
That's right. Like crazy. You can literally pay $120 now and have like a state-of-the-art cinematic video of yourself. Pretty crazy.
pretty
At $10,000 value. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't trying to do it.
So was I right with 8 months?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, $120 a month for 8 months?
Oh, $10,000 of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
the point is
You're
they
locked in for 3 years.
yeah, it's like no, actually I think it's like 5 or 6 years.
Holy crap.
But no, I mean that's just where it starts from. Then you just refinance with stuff like this. But like it's our whole point is once you have your video, it's gonna start making you more money, so you're gonna be able to refinance.
Oh, yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
It when you have one of these videos, it definitely makes a massive difference. But speaking of which, I don't know if I shared this with you. This is not an ad read, obviously, but I'm just gonna say it because I want to. So I don't know if I said this yet to you. I've said it to a few people, but it is pretty cool when you build something that where you haven't really experienced your product yourself or your service for yourself, but you build it telling everybody this works. We know it works, but yet you haven't experienced that yourself. So when I created that video and then I started kind of using it a little bit recently, not even a whole lot, but I just all of a sudden I started getting like people reaching out to me on LinkedIn. I started getting people messaging me, referring me, people reaching out all kinds of different ways, people coming up to me in person at my office, like saying they saw the video. Like, it's just like, whoa, these things really do make a massive difference. All of a sudden I'm getting connections just coming to me that I'm not even asking for because my video is just out there being shared by people, and it works. It's crazy. It's like, so it's as if all you have to do is make a video that has to be high quality. Obviously, people aren't gonna share a cheesy, crappy video, but like
I am.
Yeah, true. But once you have one of these, you start getting more business. Just how it works.
Yeah. This concept applies for most businesses. You see this a lot in software, and the biggest indicator of if a piece of software is actually good is if the company that's building it uses it themselves. So it's this exact same concept. You obviously your company exists to shoot profile videos. You shot a profile video on yourself, advertising who you are, and you see that a lot with companies. Like I'll use myself. I always plug Courier. I use Courier. We do product notifications. We use Courier to send our own notifications out in almost all of the stuff that we're doing. But like, imagine we were using like another competitor or
Yeah.
another product to handle like our notifications. People were like, "Why would I buy you if you don't even use you?"
In tech,
know?
it's probably the most important.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot there, but
Yeah.
It's-
Well,
it's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, never mind. I'm not going to get into it more, but anyway, that was just an observation. Oh, so I guess I could just share some shiz.
Yeah. Share some
But,
seeds.
So, oh yeah. So yesterday, I met with that dude. His name's and
Oh.
this is freaking hilarious how this worked out. But
Okay.
yeah, I just put out an inquiry in the Slack channel for like 1,500 members in it, and had a few people reach out. He was one of them. He reached out like yesterday morning at the office, like at 10 a.m. I wasn't even there yet, so I didn't even see the message yet. Anyway, I see this dude around. We never talk though. It's like one of those things. This is actually kind of funny, but I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like it's one of those things when you're a part of a group or an organization, and there's that other person in there, and for us it would be a guy, and so it's like there's another guy your age, and you guys both have this like subconscious or unsaid understanding that you all are each other's competition. There is a competition, whether that's it could not just girls. I mean, literally anything. You guys are underneath. You're not going to say it, but you're competing against each other in some way, shape, or form. And so, like, every time I see this dude, like, usually in the case where, like, everybody else is probably different ages, different places in life, but you guys are kind of the only ones who are 27 or whatever, or 25. And so you kind of know y'all are close in age, so therefore you're competing in whatever way that is. So it's one of those things where, like, I see him, like, in the hallway, like, I don't say hi, it's just more like a size him up kind of thing. Like, we're sizing each other up, You know what I mean? And so anyway, so as soon as he reached out, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm just downstairs. I think I just passed you up there in the hallway a little bit ago." And I was like, "Yeah, just come down and say hi." And so he did, and then it quickly became one of those like, and not really. I'm embellishing, but it became one of those things where we both were competing for like who's the alpha now. Like now we're talking in person, so now we both are like want to have the upper hand in some way, but it's subtle at the same time. So we're just throwing kind of like little subtleties at each other. So he immediately is like, we just start talking. He instead of like me saying, "All right, let's sit right here and then let's talk," he tried to take control a little bit early. He's like, I stand up and I'm like, "Hey man," and I shake his hand. And I'm like, "Nice to officially meet you." And then he just, at the table I had my stuff at, which is a very small table, not meant for two people, he just sits down right there. And I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah," or whatever. I was going to like have us sit at a different table with more space. But he just sits down. He's like, "We can just meet here." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, yeah, this works. This will work fine. Actually, I was planning on doing this." No, I didn't say that. But so we just sit down and start talking. And he's like, we talked about how he's from Michigan, or his family is. And I was like, "Oh, my family's from there too." And he's like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because you have good hair like myself, so it makes sense it's from Michigan or whatever." And I was like, "Huh? So you just complimented me, but you complimented yourself too."
Yourself, yeah.
So like he didn't just say you have nice hair. It makes sense because you're from Michigan or something. Instead, he said like me.
Yep.
I'm like, I that's when I was like, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I wonder if he would have done this if hadn't been sitting right there behind us or like at her desk listening to this conversation.
Yep. 100%.
I'm like, this is funny, dude. And then
Yeah.
and like he's trying to keep his cool or whatever. Like, not that there was a reason not to, but like I could tell he was maybe trying a little harder to be cool because he knew she was right behind his back. And anyway, so that was interesting. Anyway, he started saying how he's done 10 years of graphic design work and whatever, and started showing me a few of his designs and this and that. But he was good at conversing. He was a good conversationalist, which I was like, well, I guess it made sense to me as like, because he's clearly making progress with in some way. So
Isn't he married?
No, that's a different guy. He's like,
Oh,
this
okay.
dude's like
Okay.
25. Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy actually has a shot, like
Okay. Gotcha.
which I believe he is going through with, and it's working for him. Whatever.
He's shooting and it's
It's working.
hitting.
Yeah. So anyway, when I talked to him, I was like, okay, this is not like some dweeb dude. Like he seems like pretty legit. We probably would get along really well, honestly.
And then when he left, you went, "Hey, dude, thanks for showing me your stuff. I don't think it's right. It's just good quality enough for what we're trying to do." But
yeah. Sorry, man. Like, hey, man. Oh, I extra loud. Well, man, it was great meeting you. Just want to let you know, like, unfortunately, your work is just not up to par where we need it to be. We're looking for like the best of the best artists. So like yours is good, but just not to where we want it to be, you know. So hey, come around maybe next year. You might have a skill set to qualify for our team, but not now quite. So have a great day,
hey, man. Maybe give it another year or so. Pat him on the shoulder, rub his hair a little bit.
Rub his hair. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll see you later, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and then he leaves, and then he walks back upstairs, and I just go up to the front desk. Freaking loser! What do you think? Don't you think?
People these days that advertise skills that they do not have.
Yeah, he's up and coming. He'll be there someday.
He's up and coming.
So condescending.
I guess we all got to start somewhere. I guess.
There you go. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Anyway, that was fun. Then I saw him again today. We did a little head nod, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's trying way too hard.
Yo, what's up, dude? Yo, good to see you.
Imagine that when he's walking out. Hey. Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to see you, dude. See ya.
Yeah, see you, man.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Yeah. See you around.
It's like, is that guy? Is he good?
Is he good? Why did he just do that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just met him.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's good. That was good.
Anyway, he might join the squad. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe bring him on the podcast. We'll just be condescending to him on the podcast.
Just dog him the whole time. Yeah. I do wonder what he told, because I know she was probably surprised when she saw him meet with me, because she had no idea probably. But
yeah.
I wonder if they probably talked afterwards. So yeah, she's like, so what was he talking to you about? Yeah, he's doing this like some business venture or something he wants me for, I guess, for like graphic design or something. But like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't think he knows what he's doing.
I don't think he can really pay for the stuff that I'm offering. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both give completely different stories to her separately. Yeah. Like I say to her, yeah, one day he'll be where he needs to be or something. Yeah. And then he's saying, yeah, the guy, he just doesn't know what he's doing.
There's no way he can afford my rate
afford me
for the work that I'm doing. It's like, okay.
Oh, this is weird.
It's almost the same. It's the same segment we talked about last week with where it's like, you're talking to her and you go to get a drink. He runs in. Yo, hey, what's up? What's going on? How are you doing? And then you show up. You're like, oh, hey, man, it's good to see you. Did you make any progress with that little graphic design stuff you were doing on the side there?
The little graphic design stuff? Yeah. Oh, man, forgot.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
You ever seen Pineapple Express?
Yes, I have, actually. Have you?
Oh, frick, that's the wrong movie.
I know.
Frick.
I was going to say, I feel like everybody's seen that.
Not Pineapple Express. What am I looking for here?
Sugarland Express?
Sugarland. Frick.
You have to use a different example.
I know. I was just being dumb with it.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah. I'm almost done with Outer Banks, by the way. I have like a few more minutes.
Sweet. A few more minutes?
Yeah, I'm like 3/4 in the last episode. I've been delaying it so long because I don't want to finish.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got 2-ish weeks. 2.5 weeks. No. Yeah. And then I'll be in Nashville.
So yeah,
I'll be there early. So
be early, stay late, or wear red, be loud, wear red.
Be early, be loud, wear red.
Hey, I decided this weekend I'm going to be early, be loud, and wear red for you.
Four quarters of fury. It's kind of the motto I live by.
But four quarters of fury for fury.
Or I usually just like to operate four quarters of fury.
That's me.
It's what my everyone says about me.
Dude, do you remember how many kids would wear those T-shirts every day?
Oh yeah, just
Or like
all.
just the amount of T-shirts of that I saw at a class and all the time. Like, it's like, do you guys know you don't have to let Liberty tell you what to wear, right? Like, you can wear whatever you
It's not part of
want.
the dress code.
Like,
Like
yeah,
game
there's no
day,
dress
like,
code
you
here.
You have to wear it on game day.
You have to wear that T-shirt with jeans and running shoes. That's
And
the
running
that's the required uniform.
We were going to the yard this past weekend. We were just like going outside, and I threw my tennis shoes on. And I was wearing jeans, and I'm like, Cameron would love this.
Yeah, you probably look down at yourself and just like, this is.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this looks really bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I am very much anti. It's kind of developed for me, evolved. It's not really like necessarily tennis shoes with jeans. It's specifically running shoes that are made for running. Which, by the way, that makes me think, because someone might have just challenged that viewpoint over the weekend. Jillian, she was wearing Hokas. I asked her, I was like, so are you wearing those Hokas because you think, because for running, or just because of fashion? And she's like, just fashion. And I was like, that's interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Because I know there's been in recent, like this last year more so, there's now been a more of a space for like taking running athletic shoes, or even hiking, more so like the hiking shoes and stuff now is like becoming like a fashionable icon, such as like Arc'teryx, that company. They've, especially in, I don't know, I think it's more in like Korean culture or just maybe Asian culture in general, but like that is becoming a big staple amongst their fashion there, the involvement of fashion there.
You can pull it off. The difference between somebody that's clearly trying to style it versus.
Yeah, you do. That's more what it comes down to. You can just tell.
I'm wearing like bright blue Brooks with like a pair of jeans or something, and it's like,
yeah,
you're clearly not doing that for fashion.
No. Yeah.
So.
Or Asics that doesn't even put any effort into their style, practically.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there's nothing cool from Asics. It just works well.
Mm-hmm.
But Nike, it's different. So, yeah.
Yep, true.
But they did look pretty fire. I will give it to Jillian. The Hokas, the white Hokas, all white Hokas. It looks good.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of the TCP. Episode number 12. We'll be back next week with lucky number 13.
That's right, lucky number 13.
Shout out to all our new users. The Leo Reel took a third chance at virality. It just took off a little bit again. I don't know why. So shout out to our new followers. Shout out to some of you that I've seen in the Instagram comments section. If I had my phone with me, I could shout at you all out, your usernames. But I know a few of you said you wanted to give the podcast a try just because of our reels, so I appreciate y'all doing that and sharing and all of that good stuff. So welcome to the TCP, welcome to the Town Crier Podcast. We're happy to have you. Much more to come.
Much more to come. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit us up over on Instagram as usual. We will respond there. If not, we will see you guys next week on episode 13.
All right. See you then.
Sweet. Peace.
Peace. Hey, we got it.